Same one. Oh, hey, Seth Rollins laughed.
Hey.
Anyway, yeah, he was super amped. Is like
he was
what you're
super
saying.
amped.
Yeah.
But in the interview, he's like, "Yeah, I have no idea how my knee is. Like, we'll see tomorrow. Wasn't even thinking about tomorrow."
Yeah.
And it's like you can tell that guy has fucking heart, right? Like he put it all on the line. He may not wrestle again, but he didn't care. He wanted to wrestle Triple H of all people at WrestleMania.
Yep.
Yeah. And he, I think kind of maybe where you're going with that, like, first one is it was like going to be his first one as the guy, and then he had to miss it.
This is his first upper card match.
So yeah, because he was firmly upper mid card with Orton that time, and then he got to take the ending at the end and have the awesome moment. But it wasn't him advertised as having the moment.
Right, it was Randy Orton is fighting Seth Rollins.
Yes.
It's not Seth Rollins is fighting Randy Orton.
It totally makes sense why. And then all the 24 stuff of him looking real sad, and then all the vignettes of Triple H making fun of him looking sad, missing WrestleMania last year, were super great.
So
and Triple H.
Ray, why don't you talk about Triple H's entrance?
Okay, so here's the thing with Triple H. It's almost like a tradition of like Triple H is gonna come out and just like overproduction, ridiculous fucking entrance.
When it's your company.
Yeah.
Yeah, why the fuck not? I'm going to come out as Thor or as Conan or as the Terminator or as like the King of Kings and all this shit. And I'm like, well, like, what is he going to do now? He was like goddamn Terminator last year. Like, what is he going to do now? And he comes out with all these police, with all these
the Orlando Police Department.
Yeah. The entire Orlando Police Department shows up, and he has this giant fucking bike, and he looks...
It's a trike. It was a trike.
with Stephanie McMahon on the back, and fucking looks amazing. Like, it's so fucking badass that I'm just like, man, I don't know how he kind of pulls it off to still look.
And how hot does Stephanie look?
Oh,
right?
My God, yeah.
Like
it's so.
Oh my God!
And it was so good in that it was like very nonsensically over the top.
Right.
Like if he was in a police theme, or if instead of police those guys were a biker gang, it would have not been as cool as the fact that for some reason the guy who looks like he runs all biker gangs in the world is being escorted by the cops to the ring.
Right.
Like he just has that level of presence.
Exactly.
So like to protect the rest of the world, this man needs the cops around him. Like it was super good. Like so great.
Stephanie with the table spot.
Oh yeah. I mean,
oh my God,
that was amazing.
Yeah, both McMahon siblings threw tables at this Mania.
Yes.
Probably a first, I think.
I mean, like, and I think that was, like, the most surprising part, because I knew that Triple H and Seth Rollins were going to have a great match.
Yeah.
But seeing Stephanie ringside, it's like, well, she might get involved, and it'll probably be in some dumb way.
Right.
But the fact that, like, your principal owner of the company does a table spot at WrestleMania is kind of fucking cool.
Yeah. How about any shitty wrestling fan reflections on the fact that he, quote-unquote, needed that to win? Does the knee injury reconcile that so it's okay? Because, like, to me, Rollins is good enough to just win flat out. Right?
Yeah, I don't give a shit.
But that was very clearly orchestrated as, Triple H was so worried and distraught that he walked right into the pedigree, right?
Right.
I don't know. I don't.
Just asking for posterity's sake, I thought it was fine. I thought it was great.
I thought it was fine.
Yeah.
I was surprised that it wasn't a run-in fest, like, because it was non-sanctioned, and like I was expecting like Samoa Joe or like a bunch of other people to kind of show up, but it was just them, and it was
Should
like
I
a long.
be the
good
dick,
match.
or do you want to be the dick?
You can be the dick.
I mean, that ramp is so long, there are no surprises.
Well, I was thinking more like from the crowd, but even now I'm thinking about that. I'm like, that's not gonna happen.
Unless Samoa Joe is hiding under the ring for like 6 hours.
Oh my God.
Like, there's not going to be a run-in.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if he was hiding under the ring for 6 hours?
Yeah.
So can I?
Okay, so Orton Wyatt.
Well, I was gonna lead into the one of the best events, which was the green light from Pitbull. Do we not care about that?
I saw so many. I'm just gonna kind of use that segue and make like an interesting observation, but so many jokes about what Pitbull looks like. I saw people saying, "Is this Agent 47 from the Hitman game?" I saw somebody saying, "I didn't know Cesaro could do music." It was like nonstop.
Yeah.
He's like
jokes.
generic white bald guy.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
It
was amazing.
Oh, it was great. I mean, like, you have to have a concert there. WWE has to book Flo Rida for something.
Yep.
How dare he show his face after Bo Rida showed him the door.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's true. He lost.
I'm really upset that they didn't continue that storyline. But I listen to shitty pop music, so I was legit actually excited for this.
Yeah,
it's, I'm into that
embarrassingly. The TV we watched it on had one of those LED backlights.
Yes.
So every time there was like a SmackDown match, we turned it blue. When there was a Raw match, we turned it red. And then during this, I turned it green.
It was dope.
It was purple for The Undertaker.
Purple,
yeah.
So, so the ramp, Orton versus Wyatt, and the inexplicable weird projection stuff. But at first, we made so much fun. I mean, everyone did all over the internet of the jizzing, the snake jizz or the tadpole or the sperm. All the jokes about that snake moving down as Orton moved, and the one I kind of liked the most was Steve and I were joking that we think that there's an intern who's just hitting an arrow key and trying to keep up with Randy Orton, and they
should have been a scroll wheel, and instead it was a key.
Yeah, they didn't have like smooth animation, so it was just like this inchworming thing.
Yeah.
This is what happens when you watch like giant shows like this with video game programmers. Is we're trying to debug why the animation was so bad.
It was horrible.
God, it's like this hilarious. Like viper sperm that's super laggy.
So out of the last 4 matches, this was, I will say, the one we were least excited about.
We were least excited, and it was the worst.
Yeah, it was bad.
Like, and there was the bug projections, like they showed the maggots and they showed the worms, but then it didn't actually do anything.
Yeah. You know what? I didn't think this match was gonna be that bad. Like, I was like, I've seen
it was really bad.
It was really bad. Like
that Randy was the Orton, surprising part.
Yeah, Randy Orton, like at WrestleMania, can pull off some shit, and he has in the past. Wyatt, like, has been putting off really good matches. Like, these guys should be able to work together. They've been doing shows together for weeks now. And
I think if this had been a match on SmackDown, it would have been fine.
Yeah.
But I think with the context of it being people are walking in going, "What the fuck is this story? I don't get it." Like, it was a little too weird.
Yeah.
Steve had the money quote with this one too, where he said, out of the last 4 matches, I think this is going to be the best wrestling match, but has the worst story.
Yes.
So I just want to get through the stupid story and see the good wrestling match. So then when the match wasn't as good either, it was just like, well, this is, again, the dessert, not off to a good start. It wasn't a good first bite. We'll put it there.
Yeah. It's like, you take that first bite and you're like, I'm starting to regret what I ordered.
We just finished our amazing main course with Rollins and Triple H.
And now we're going to shove that dessert down our throats.
That's right. Yeah.
As we go into Lesnar and Goldberg.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Ray said this match was going to suck.
I did. I had no.
Ray, what is your opinion now?
I had no evidence that this was going to be a good match. And
that's a bit of a deferral right there. I had no evidence.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, what good Lesnar match do you have in the vault there?
Evidence doesn't mean shit when it's scripted.
What good Goldberg match is there?
Put it this way. All right, here's how I'm thinking of it, and maybe you kind of see where I'm coming from, and probably where Brittany's coming from too. Is that more or less there was only in our minds there's only one person who could win this match that kind of made sense.
Yeah.
Right.
They still executed it in a way that felt great.
Yeah, no, the execution
that's really hard to do.
Yeah, no,
right?
the match was really good. The match was...
Kudos to the guy in the front row who had his pre-printed suplex counter cards.
Yes. Oh my god, that was crazy.
And he was so fucking smug as he was doing it. Like,
he just looked like it was either smug or zero emotion, just like holding up.
I mean, he could have just been really focused on making sure.
It's like nope, just hold up the number.
Yes.
This match had 4 moves total.
Yep.
It had
4 types of moves total.
Right. It had
10 suplexes.
Exactly. So there's the German suplex, there's the F5, there's the jackhammer, and the spear.
Yes.
And that was the entirety of the match.
Yes.
Yep.
It was like what? 4.5 minutes, I think.
Well, there was a bit of a mini
4 minutes
swerve.
And 30 seconds. Yeah.
I would say there was a bit of a mini swerve, and this is why I thought it was so good, is because we started talking to each other, we're like, this has got to be a squash for Lesnar, right? We're like, yeah. And the way it started, it actually wasn't a squash for Lesnar, and then he still was like, fuck it, I'm squashing you anyway.
Yeah.
Like, he accepted a couple spears, he was even speared through the JoJo area.
Yes. The timekeeper area?
Yes. Well, she looked really scared. She
was like a scared mini Beyonce.
Yeah, and then the props, 5 moves, because that freakish leap by Lesnar.
Oh my god!
Over the spear, Goldberg speared himself to death. That was ridiculous.
Dude.
That Lesnar reasserted himself as the Beast incarnate.
Yeah,
right?
It's always forgetful that like Lesnar has insane hops. Like, you know, like
Yeah, he does that hop from the floor onto the ring apron when he's like walking in.
I like the when he's setting him up for the F5 and he's like, "Gah!"
Yes! Oh my god, that shrill shriek.
Fucking like
so
sting
good.
crow. Like what the hell?
And Heyman's body language going from, Heyman's great. Him going from concerns to then like the over like confidence around as Lesnar started hitting his stride was great.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that Lesnar won, and it makes sense. And Goldberg had his time.
It's good.
So
SmackDown Women's Six Pack Challenge, or as I like to call, good thing it wasn't cut, but definitely fast forwarded.
Yeah.
It was a mess. Like I
was surprised it happened.
Go ahead, Kyle.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I was surprised it happened.
Yeah, I think all of us at this point are looking at the clock going, wow, this show's going long. Did they cut the women? Oh, they better not have cut the women. They're going to cut shit for that.
Yeah.
But, like, you could start to tell the little differences. Like, they started the next person's entrance as, like, the first one before them was only halfway down the ramp.
Yes.
Like, they were trying to kill for time.
Yes.
And on top of that, at this point, I'm like, motherfucker, Roman and The Undertaker main event.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm more upset about what's going to happen after.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, fucking Roman is main eventing WrestleMania 3 in a row.
Yep.
Third time in a row.
We are spending our time during this match not liking the match and being upset about what's to come.
Right.
Which is not a good ending.
And the match itself was just, it felt very fast.
Yes.
It felt very messy. Like they were trying to get to the finish. But kudos for Naomi for not only coming back in enough time to do it, but also winning in her hometown.
Yeah.
I thought that was great.
They committed to giving Naomi her moment, and they followed through on it. And to that, tip of the hat. That was good. Yeah. So, let's just get right to it here.
Yeah.
Roman versus The Undertaker.
So first off, good old JR comes back.
Yay!
Yeah.
That was awesome.
And does commentary. So that was pretty sweet.
So when that happened, let me ask you both.
Mm-hmm.
Did that then flip you over to saying this is The Undertaker's last match?
No, I kept thinking,
in hindsight, that's been the biggest surprise.
I know, like, so going back, and I thought about this on the way home, like, why did I not immediately think that The Undertaker was retiring? Like, I kept telling myself, Roman's definitely winning.
Right.
But I didn't think about what that meant for The Undertaker.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yes, totally agree.
Because it's like, Lesnar beat The Undertaker, but The Undertaker didn't retire.
While The Undertaker was getting the shit beat out of him, we were all saying, it'll happen. He can't leave until he's buried alive. He can't leave till it's a casket match. Like, we were creating reasons that we'd see him one more time.
He needs to fight Cena at least once. Like,
while saying that we don't think he should because he looks so horrible. Like, so it was a really weird duality.
Honestly, I was surprised that he put his gear down on the... Like, I was surprised that he retired at WrestleMania. In my mind, I thought, he's going to lose. He's going to try to make it to next WrestleMania, and he's not going to get cleared. Like, it's going to be one of those where it's just like he's going to have to announce that he's not going to... Because The Undertaker, I mean, like, don't get me wrong, like, he's a man that's going to, like, go out for somebody, but it's also, he thinks he can go forever, like...
So, and I disagree. I think The Undertaker is, like, the most kayfabe believing wrestler in the WWE. Like, you always go out on your back.
Right,
so
absolutely.
That was what was most shocking about Undertaker losing to Lesnar, is that he continued to fight. I'm like, but the streak's dead, and you lost. Like, you had this opportunity to retire, and you didn't. So it's like, okay, you fought Bray Wyatt, all right, Shane McMahon, cool, whatever. And it's like, and he looked good for the Bray fight, he looked good for Shane McMahon, but this one he clearly looked like an old man.
Yeah, I'll go back to your, I guess, previous point, that I think they were baiting him with Cena last match. And then injuries complicated that. And so they kind of got in this weird spot.
Injuries complicated that, and the proposal complicated that.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think they got in this weird spot. And then, in a previous point, they've always talked about a lot of the reason around why he jobbed to Lesnar was that he's such a company man, and him and Vince are so solid and so tight, he will do whatever he can for WWE. He's fucking 100% WWE. So in this case, now going back, Roman is so over with Vince, and Vince just desperately wants Roman to get over, that he called in another favor at his buddy The Undertaker, who would never say no, and say, come on, man, you got to be the guy to put this guy over. Yeah. And I think maybe a little bit of that was in there, like, hey, now it's you're the big dog. It's your yard. Like, you're going to help pass the yardstick on.
You're
whatever.
the dead man now.
I think I
Yeah.
think the
The dead man now, though.
I think the Undertaker was retiring this year regardless. Like, he's 52 years old.
Yeah.
He looked like shit. This was going to be his last match. I just wanted it to be anyone but Roman.
Right.
Yep.
But at the same time, you winning against the Undertaker is something that nobody does. Only Lesnar has been the one to do it at Mania.
Yep.
So it's a big fucking deal.
Yep.
Yep.
And so I always expected the Undertaker to basically put some guy over.
Yeah.
Like,
That's what I'm saying.
as much as I wanted him to lose to Cena because that would have been hilarious.
Yeah.
Cena does not need to be put over.
Right.
Roman does. Roman actually needed this.
So you agree?
Yeah,
Oh,
but
you're kind of like saying it this way. It sounds like you're not agreeing.
right, but
It's
I
confused.
think the problem here is that I don't think they're going to turn Roman heel, which this would be the best opportunity
Oh yeah,
to do
absolutely.
so.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right?
yeah,
like
yeah.
you saw it
Like
on,
he could literally kill the Undertaker.
right.
Yeah.
Like he literally did kill the Undertaker.
Yeah, and
Yep.
even though, let's just jump into Raw because he opened Raw. And
Oh my
it's
God.
seamless transition to that.
Oh my
Is the
God.
way that opened was done well, but I still don't think it was done as a heel.
Yeah, no, he
No, I
wasn't.
don't think
no,
so.
it
It was
not.
like defiant, like kind of annoyed, but
He was
just
not.
this is my house and that's it. Whereas you could still
Yard.
do that
Yard.
slight yard. You could
Yard.
still do that in a way that's heelish, and that would have been
Welcome to my
fine.
house.
Like if you came in like I killed your hero, fuck off.
Yeah.
Right? But that wasn't the vibe at all.
No,
right.
it wasn't.
Well, then the audience would have started cheering.
So
Yeah.
maybe I think they
I
would have
don't
been in
know.
denial for about a week or so.
I think they would have started cheering because you got a hot crowd at Raw, and it's all the hardcore fans that fucking hate Roman. Like,
I've never.
if he started going heel, they would have been like, yeah.
Yeah, I you know what? I agree. I just
having been in that space twice,
right.
like
Yes.
when people start chanting beach ball,
But he didn't do
Mania,
anything,
like-
and they didn't let it even get near that. Because like, what if he came out? What if he came out in the fucking Undertaker's outfit, and then he was under it, right?
Yeah,
Like,
that's what I wanted to see.
Like Bret Hart as
yeah.
a midget, Shawn
Like if
Michaels.
you had come out with
brought-
the hat
yeah,
and then just
like-
stomped on it, like,
Yes, anything like that. Stomp on the hat, come out
Yeah.
as the Undertaker, then it's him under there. Like
Yeah.
just all kinds of shit like that, and then mocking of the Undertaker. That would be the way to do it.
Yeah,
Um,
it's really funny. Like, the more and more I'm trying to figure out in my head, like, why Roman of all the people? Like, why the fuck Roman? Like, why not any other face? Why not any other person? And I started to look into like, okay, like Undertaker has been around for like fucking what? Since 1990, so it's been 26 years.
forever.
Yeah, 1991, I think, is when he came out.
26 years, has only won the title 7 times. Okay, in 26 years. Okay,
Yeah.
for Roman Reigns has been around in the main roster for 3 years and is a 3-time champion.
One of
Okay.
them was like 10 minutes or something, though, right?
That's
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
But
Um,
still.
They
But
still
still,
counted in the
He was
record
from
books.
the era, like same thing with Bret Hart and Hogan, where you had the belt for like years.
Yeah.
So there's a small caveat.
Yeah.
Like
But I am like Undertaker. Sold tons of merch, tons of merch, and he played the company card, and he was up and down the card. He was
Yep.
never consistently on top. But why Roman does sell merch? Yeah, I looked at all his stuff. He does sell a lot of merch.
Sells a lot of merch.
But there's other people that do too. So it's
It's
like
because Roman needed it the most. That's the thing that's the craziest. Is a guy he's set up in so many ways to succeed and still needs this help. The Undertaker had such a presence, he could afford to even go down to the mid card, right?
So just to finish my point though.
Oh, sorry.
I don't know. It's
You
okay.
jerk.
The one thing that I didn't think about and I'm like, holy fuck, is Roman Reigns has a silent fucking majority of fans.
Yeah.
So John Cena.
And they're all women.
I don't know who they are.
Oh,
But-
they're women.
Just all right. So there's
Sorry.
John Cena.
Not me. No,
Yeah.
of course not me.
John Cena.
Speaking a little too authoritative.
I speak for all women here.
Yeah, so
It's not me.
So John Cena, just for reference, his social media presence, he has 30 million people that are subscribed or locked into him across his social media platforms. Roman Reigns, in the couple of years that he has been existing, has about 10 million, like attached, not reach, but like attached to him. Now, to look at other wrestlers, he is actually on par with the Bella Twins. Like,
Whoa. Really?
Yeah.
Yes. In terms of
And they have a TV show, two
Yeah.
TV shows to
Yeah.
help them out.
Seth Rollins only has 5 million. Finn Balor, who is famous in Japan, has 1 million. Like,
What?
yeah. So like, yeah, no, I did. This is what I did today.
Of course, the marketing guy looked at fucking social media reach.
Oh, this is too real. Let's talk about Raw.
But my
I mean, I will say though.
But
yeah.
your point
Ray's
makes
main
sense.
point.
Your
Yeah.
point makes sense.
Like, how valuable is Roman? Like, he has 20 million people on their fucking listening to Roman.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, fuck yeah. Yeah, you have to push him. You have to put him at
yeah.
the top of the card.
Right.
And
Because you risk the chance that silent majority goes away or whatever. Yeah.
That silent majority
It's
is
just,
money.
I mean, this is all us being in denial and coping with the fact that we're stuck with Roman.
So, speaking of Raw and Roman, I thought this was an excellent opening to Raw and some of the best writing I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
This is fully WWE becoming self-aware and knowing that playing an Undertaker package is going to spawn an Undertaker chant, which they then let go long enough that it turns into a Roman sucks chant.
Yeah.
And then they bring Roman Reigns out.
Yeah.
Like, to know that was going to happen.
And they let it play. They waited only until, like, the chant started to die down, and then his music hits,
Right.
and then everyone
It was
gets
perfectly
rejuiced.
timed.
Yeah.
And then he gets in the ring, and every time the microphone starts to go towards his mouth, and it's like the boos get bigger. It's like Roman sucks. Fuck Roman. Go away.
Yeah.
They started booing.
A lot of
Delete.
deletes. A lot of deletes.
They started booing Roman again when Vince came out. Like,
Yeah.
Yep.
and for him to just say, "Well, this is my yard." Like, the first time he spoke into a microphone was 13 minutes into the broadcast.
Yeah.
This was incredible.
Yep.
And I was just I watched it again. I was losing my shit. This was so great.
Yeah.
And at one point, I missed it the first time, but I watched it again, and Roman mouths to the camera, "I've got them in the palm of my hand."
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, yeah, he does.
Yep.
He's totally controlling the crowd.
I haven't seen this much heat on a person since John Cena went to Philadelphia for the ECW pay-per-view and threw his shirt out into the crowd, and 3 times the shirt got thrown back at him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
So good. So, yeah, that was a great open. And it'd be interesting to see how they handle that, right?
Yep.
So now I guess we'll just burn through.
Burn through Raw.
We're running pretty long here.
Yeah, so this is like a double episode.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's long.
So, yeah, we got to take a chance, 13-minute show. That was good. Tag team rematch again. Surprising that the Hardys retained.
Yeah,
I
it
was
was awesome.
convinced that they were going to do just a little tip of the cap, give it back, and we'd be done. But this means more Hardys, which is great.
Yay!
So, totally down. That's cool.
Yep.
And the tag team division's getting more interesting because we added the Hardys and we added Revival.
Yes, the revival comes in later.
Yeah. All day, all night. Sorry.
Can you keep singing that, Ray?
Yeah.
So, yeah, actually, never mind. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It was great because I think it was a continuation of New Day being hosts.
Yep.
Like, their role now is to just bring in tag teams.
Yeah. Keep doing it. Oh my god.
Keep doing it, New Day. I'm fine.
As
Like,
long as
this
they
is great.
keep upping the ante with their outfits and or mic skills, like they can get by and more or less no substance and all sizzle for a while. It's
Right.
crazy.
So I think this is really great. So Vince McMahon shows up and is booed and then announces Kurt Angle as the new GM,
Yay.
which is fantastic.
Yeah.
And everyone's real excited. It's like, man, Kurt Angle's having the best fucking weekend.
I was so stoked.
And then he announces the Superstar Shakeup.
Yeah.
And he announces it and it doesn't really say much about it.
No.
And everyone else in the show starts getting that fear, like, oh man.
Oh
TBS
man,
reports
I'm
Vince
going to
is here.
SmackDown. I don't know
Yeah.
what's going on. Blah, blah, blah.
I love when they don't tell you, to be honest. Like, they did that with the draft where it's like, wait, what are the rules? What does that mean for the titles? I'm glad they don't tell us. I don't want to know. Surprise me.
Yeah.
No, it was good. But then I'm like, oh man, now the Hardys could actually continue their expedition for gold.
Oh,
Mhm.
shit.
Get traded to SmackDown.
Yep.
Oh, man.
Get the fucking titles.
Oh.
And then somehow still have both. That would be cool.
That
would
I don't know
be
if they let them do that, but that would be cool. They kind of earned it.
I think it's a shakeup because they don't want to do a straight out draft because
Right.
they've got storylines currently in progress.
Correct.
And they've got now division specific titles. So like the Hardys can't go to SmackDown if they're holding the titles kind of a thing.
Yeah, it'll be just straight trades. It'll be like, we're going to give you this for this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we're running out of time. Is there any like big stuff that you want to hit, Kyle?
Yeah, for me, I really liked the Lesnar-Heyman segment.
The 2 and 23 and 2.
The 2 and 23 and 2, they did a good job. The crowd was obviously rebuffing it, knee-jerking, like they're chanting about Balor. They just did a great job with that, and then the timing of the Braun interrupt was good too.
Yes.
And so I just thought that was handled well. That was going to be rough. Anything related to Roman Reigns' involvement is going to get booed.
Speaking of Finn Balor, least surprising, but also super awesome.
Yep.
Yes.
Once
it went to shadowy image on the
Randy
thing,
Orton silhouette.
Yes. Yeah, so once it goes to Randy Orton silhouette mode, it was like, oh, we all know who this is.
Yeah. It's like Jericho puts Owens' finger on the list. He gets attacked backstage by Owens and Samoa Joe, and it's like,
yes,
Seth Rollins.
Thank you. You reminded me.
What?
That was my moment of the night, though, was Corey Graves.
Oh, that's right.
The quote about the finger. Well, Ray had his own quote from Graves, so we both have Corey Graves quotes. But Corey Graves says, "You think Kevin Owens is going to let his finger go through that?" Talking about his finger being on the list. His finger's been waiting forever. It was
right.
Corey Graves, the best.
Also, Corey Graves immediately forgiving Emma for everything when she redebuts as her old character.
Yeah.
So Emma's going to be really weird. That they were doing this other gimmick. She showed up for 2 seconds and then came back as her old gimmick.
Yes.
I don't know what they're doing with her, and I'm actually really interested.
Yeah, and it was, the classic someone in a new angle, both people in a new angle when they were in a different angle together, like seeing Dana versus Emma.
Oh, yeah, because Dana's face now.
Yeah,
this is weird. This is weird.
Okay,
Ray?
I only have 2 things I want to touch on super, super quick. All right.
Okay.
All right, first thing is, oh my God, finally, someone mentioned that is not how you spell soft. Kurt Angle.
That's not how you spell soft.
Yeah. I love Kurt Angle's gimmick just in general. Because even as a heel, as a face, he is insanely naive.
Yes.
And so him just how you doing? I'm doing okay. Yeah, I just got all this stuff. And we're it's like he's kind of like a Drax of
Side note, Enzo's hair.
Oh yeah.
It was all up on one side and just like a panel of leopard.
Yeah.
It was also great how weirdly understated they did their normal shtick to Kurt Angle.
Yes.
Enzo and Cass.
Just yeah.
It's kind of fit.
Did I say WFD?
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Yeah.
What's your other point, Ray?
Other point is I'm just so stoked about Finn Balor having a match on Raw, and it was great and amazing. And that match, everybody hit their stuff. It was it was a fucking pay-per-view fucking great match.
Everyone in that match is a previous NXT champion.
Yes, that was the thing I was just gonna say. Is at one point I stopped.
Really
I kinda took
fucking
a step
cool.
back and was this is why you have NXT.
I mean, same with the women, right?
Everyone
in there was in NXT. So we're getting to the point where the entire upper card is now NXT.
Right. But the women one too was more of a product of the best wrestlers were from NXT, so it was inevitable.
It's not as surprising and not as they're from NXT. It's no, the women have more than 2-minute matches. But to see all NXT champions, minus Sami Zayn and Big E.
All right, Brittany, what was your one takeaway from that?
From Raw?
Yeah.
So I started watching a little bit of SmackDown after, and Raw felt like a Raw after Mania. Mm-hmm. SmackDown felt like a normal SmackDown.
That's a bummer.
Now, mind you, I'm only 45 minutes in. We'll see. I've seen a couple new appearances. This will be fun. But yeah, it's. I mean, I'm excited with where they're going. I like that there's an immediate question of what's happening next week.
Yeah.
That's going to keep me interested because who knows, I might end up having to watch SmackDown because Charlotte goes to SmackDown. Who knows? I'm really excited with what they've done in the last year and where they're setting themselves up to go. Yeah. Just kind of my thought to round it out.
Yep.
All right. Ray?
I'm excited for the draft just in that, and I think me and Brittany may have talked about this, is, in terms of big story arcs, I'm praying for a faction story arc.
Samoa SWAT team.
Samoa SWAT team. More actually, to be honest, Balor Club finally coming to flourishing.
Yeah.
You just need AJ Styles on SmackDown or on Raw, and you're good to go.
Yeah. So this brings that opportunity to bring some more of those guys together.
Yeah.
So
You could have Bullet Club versus Hardys. That would be great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for me, I watched it, with less and less time available to watch because having a baby and stuff.
King of the Casuals.
King of the Casuals, Undisputed. I watched it with kind of the thought that, show me why I should keep watching, keep me interested.
Mm-hmm.
And I will not say I need to watch a little bit more, basically. They didn't turn me away, but they didn't, blow me away either.
Mm-hmm.
But I do like where a lot of the angles are going, and I'm really interested in what this shakeup is.
It's going to be.
So in that regard, I guess they think they did a good job.
I predict what's going to happen is you're not going to watch, and then when Ray and I tell you, dude, you got to watch this thing, you will watch it immediately.
Well, that
without
sounds,
hesitation.
I mean, that's less work for me. That sounds great. So that'll about wrap it up for this week. If you liked the podcast, you can find us on Twitter at OnTheHeelsWP and at Facebook.com/OnTheHeelsWP. You can find our podcast through all the services.
All of them.
But also specifically iTunes, SoundCloud, and YouTube.
Yeah. Thank you for listening to On the Hills Wrestling Podcast. Like, share, subscribe, 5 stars on iTunes. Tune in next week where we to be determined.
Okay, we'll see.
Yeah.
So then, after all of that, we'll ask ourselves the eternal question. Has Sheamus finally gotten over with the audience?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes,
if you've
he has.
listened to it with us since day one, you'll know this is the first eternal question.
Yes!
And so, this is blowing my fucking mind right now. So good. Oh, I'm like hugging Brittany because that was such a good eternal question. Holy crap. Or Ray, did you come up with it?
No, it was me. It was me.
Digital hug?
No,
Okay,
It was all
cool.
me.
Yep.
Fuck.
It's come full circle.
Yep. Yes, we have.
I think that fella might have. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
shit, man.
Yeah, he
Talk
did.
about
Crap.
okay, so kilts
Yes.
and the suits.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like
love it.
I love their entrance. I love that they finally meshed everything.
Holy
It's so
crap.
good.
And
Yeah.
they've been working so well together as a tag team. It's been
Mhm.
awesome.
They have
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Over.
they've got the green light to keep going.
Oh shit! Oh,
Wow.
we're playing that song. We better be playing that song right now.
Well, you're the guy editing, so it's all cute.
Yep.
Oh.
Cool.
Give it a-
On the heels wrestling.